Week 16, playoff time is here. I could just smell it. Everything's starting. NBA starting tonight. It's about to be a good off knock to 2020. And I hope everybody here has a great Christmas, a great New Year's, and I hope we end 2020 off on a good note. Um, wow. I would just recap quick last week. I mean, not a lot happened. I mean, Jalen Hurts gave a heck of a game, but just fell short to the Cardinals. Um, of course, the starting quarterback was found in a strip club. I don't want to say too much about that, but we all know. Kansas City looks very iffy. For a team, Drew Brees did not look right, and you would think Kansas City would annihilate them, but they didn't. They let the Saints hang around, and I think the Saints made a few mistakes, especially that instead of again they got a safety instead of a touchdown. That's big. That was oh my god, that was huge. That could have really changed this whole game. But I'm not gonna speak too much on that. We're gonna go to arguably one of the biggest upsets of the year. I don't think nobody expected the Bengals to really go down and beat the Steelers and actually manhandle them. So, Mr. Ellis, what are you really thinking? Because to be honest, I think everyone here is just surprised and shocked. I don't even think the Patriots would lose to them, and they're just irrelevant right now.
Darling, in my wildest dreams, I never had a clue, man. Talk about hardening your heart and swallowing your tears, man. That was just dreadful. I mean, just a dreadful performance from the jump. And again, we had discussed before we came on the air today that, most teams go as their quarterback goes, especially this time of year. And it's pretty obvious, guys, that Ben isn't right. And whether he's not right mentally, physically, or both, he's not right. He's not right mentally because this offensive line stinks. We can't block. DeCastro somehow made the Pro Bowl. Trying to understand how. He's pathetic. Can't block. Can't pull. Pouncey just showing his age. He's banged up, playing hurt. The left guard. Oh my gosh, our guard positions are just dreadful, and can't get any push in the line. Benny Snell actually played a good game last night. I thought he ran hard. I thought he made some good plays. But this line stinks, and Ben's afraid. That's why he gets it out so quick. He's afraid because it's going to get hit if he's back there more than 2 seconds. This is dreadful, guys. I never saw this coming in a million years, obviously. But then again, how could I not have seen it coming? A lot of things were breaking well for us early. Seasons have interesting arcs. Here we go, 11-3. Here we go, 11-6. Playoff participation trophy only, and then we'll be joining New England as a team that doesn't sniff the playoffs for a long time. Because, ladies and gentlemen, I'm here to tell you that Ben Roethlisberger's career is over, and it might have ended last night. We'll see what happens coming up next week, but it doesn't look good.
Well, 2020 a crazy year. I didn't think before I even turned 20 that I would ever actually even before I possibly turn 18 in a few days. I didn't think I'd ever utter the words out of my mouth. The Browns can actually win the North, and that is actually shocking because the Ravens shut that door last week, Monday night, and all the Steelers had to do was just win. That was it. They shut the door. The Steelers find a way to open another door after Baltimore closes it. I don't know. It's crazy because week 17 could actually come down to the North, and I'm hoping the Steelers just find a way and win. If it's beat the Colts or beat the Browns, I don't care. Just win. Don't matter at what cost. Just win the game. But I'm not going to speak too much into that. But before we get into the games, we have to introduce the guest that's been on the show before, Mr. Woodward. So welcome back, Mr. Woodward.
Thanks, guys. I love being back here. I've seen Mr. Shifkin step in this spot and enjoy his time on here. And I hear you guys all talking negative about the Browns. And I know that another guy who came on the show was lucky enough to be here, Mr. Smith. He is sitting out there just waiting for that title to fall into the Browns' hands. He is ready. He's been waiting for it as much as anybody. And, Faison and I both know the reason why I'm representing the Banners back here is because, as Mr. Ellis said, we won't be seeing the playoffs this year, and there's a good chance we won't be seeing it for a few years. And I don't know. It is tough to think about what's going to be laying ahead for the Patriots. But, I got to say, as somebody who has seen the AFC least, be talked about for years, I'm thinking this year at the end of the season, there's going to be two teams from the East in the playoffs. And I know nobody wants to hear that because nobody believes in the Bills and nobody believes in the Dolphins, but it's good for me as a fan of the East to see two teams getting up there. And I know that all the conversation is going to be about the Chiefs. It's going to be about, can the Browns actually win a playoff game? And are the Ravens going to become the real Ravens and run through it? But I still got to take some pride in the fact that the Dolphins and the Bills are getting in there. And I don't know, you never know. They could do some damage. Tua could start slinging it. Josh Allen could start making some plays with his feet and not use his head as much and just rely on playing the game. So anyway, point is, I'm glad to be here, and I thank you guys for letting me be here. And one last week to give my thoughts about it, even though we're not going to be doing anything in the playoffs, I can finally sit back and just watch and not worry about if my team's going to win. On Super Bowl Sunday, I can just enjoy. So thanks for having me, guys.
Well, now we're just getting to the picks because it's been long awaited. First game. I mean, we have to start with Titans Packers. We haven't talked much about the Packers, and that has been blowing up my phone here for 5 minutes talking about we don't talk about the Packers enough. So we'll start off with the Packers. So we got the Derrick Henrys versus the Packers. Green Bay's favored 3.5. Over under 56.5. JP.
It's like lagging. Could you say it again?
I'm off for Green Bay has a 3.5-point edge. Over under 56.5.
Yeah, I got the Packers winning. They're gonna win this game 28-21. Straightforward.
Yeah, I'm also go Green Bay. I don't trust Tennessee's pass defense. It's pretty bad. A lot of people don't talk about it enough, but Titans have Derrick Henry, so anything is possible. But Green Bay faced Carolina last week on Saturday. It wasn't a comfortable win because Green Bay didn't do a lot in the second half as much as a lot of people anticipated, probably as much as SA anticipated. He probably anticipated a blowout, but you don't blow out every team. So I don't know. Hopefully, Green Bay can continue with their number one seed and beat Tennessee. But Ryan Tannehill is coming off an amazing game. He came off a 6 incompletion game. He threw for 4 touchdowns. The guy's been balling. You got to give him credit. So if they win this game against the number one seed Packers, they have all the motivation, they have all the momentum in the playoffs. But I'm gonna say Green Bay here in a close game, 31-27. Says.
Yeah, I've said this about the Packers before. They're my pick for the Super Bowl, by the way. I think it's just set up for them to win. But I've said this about the Packers before. That defense is soft. I know SA doesn't like to hear it, but it's soft. Any team with a half decent run game just runs all over them. We've seen it for the past 5 years. How many times have the Niners just beat the Packers in the playoffs simply off a run game, simply off of one play? And it's consistent, and it's not something the team has addressed. Matt LaFleur, he's obviously doing a great job. Yes, Aaron Rodgers is the MVP, but you would think the edge would be higher. It's 3.5. The Titans have one of the worst defenses in the league, and the Packers have so-called the best offense in the league. You would think it would be higher, but that says something. This is going to be a really interesting game to call. I'm going to go with the upset. I think the Titans are going to come in here and run all over that trash run defense. I have Derrick Henry going for 200. I have the Titans winning 31-27.
Mr. Woodward?
That's tough. You guys got me thinking about my pick now. Faison mentioning all that stuff about how well the Titans have been playing has me thinking that Derrick Henry's he's got 1,679 yards right now. I'm thinking he might hit the 2,000 mark the way you're talking about him. He's throwing people out of the way. And if the Pack's got nobody on defense, but I know their defense is better than you think. Their scoring defense is better than you think. So, I think their best tackler from last year is Blake Martinez, right? He's playing now for the Giants and 3rd or 4th in the league in tackles. And so that hurts for sure. But the Pack, I got them going for the win in this one in a tight one, 35-31. Aaron Rodgers, 40 touchdown passes and only 4 picks this year. I think he adds 3 more to that. He's going to end up with 3 touchdown passes. I think that they're going to find a way to stop Tannehill, and they're gonna stack the box and hopefully keep Derrick Henry in check. But you never know. I mean, what you're talking about, Derrick Henry could go off, and Tannehill was responsible for 5 touchdowns last week. He dove for the pylon last week in an amazing touchdown run. But as much as I like Vrabel, I just like the Pack at home in this one. I just think they're doing enough. They're going to find a way to win. And this is a good test game for them. So Pack 35-31.
Yeah, I think this game comes down to whose defense is actually reliable in the end. And even you could say our run defense is pretty bad, but we're only ranked 11 in the run against the run. Derrick Henry, he might have a field day. He might, but it's hard to run the whole game when you're playing from behind. Titans have one of the worst ranked defenses on third down. We have one of the best offenses on third down. They have one of the worst pass defenses in the red zone. We have the number 1 pass offense in the red zone. I do not see this Titans defense holding us. Last game, it looked from the very start we were trying to run the ball, and we did it really well passing the game. It struggled at times, but I don't think that's going to happen again. I think it's going to be a big bounce back game against this Titans defense. We saw what Josh Allen did to the Titans. Not Josh Allen. I think it was I forgot, but this Titans defense is weak. Baker Mayfield had a field day with these Titans, and I could see a blowout, but I think the game will be closer simply because I think initially the Titans will have a good start to the game, but after a while you can't run the whole game. And I see the Packers winning 35-28. Mr. Ellis?
I'm sorry. High scoring affair here. I think team with the ball last is going to be the winner. And, Tennessee's weird because they'll give up a lot of points early in the game. And then all of a sudden they'll just charge back. And somehow, even with a running game, they're able to come from behind, which we've seen them do several times, including against Cleveland, where they almost came all the way back. But Aaron Rodgers and company come out on top in this game. I like Pack 45 and Tennessee 38 in a very high scoring affair. But nonetheless, a win for the Packers, a convincing one. And I'm with Osezi. I think we're going to see the Pack in Super Bowl.
This is a really hard game because there's really truly one way to stop Titans, and that's to do what the Browns did. You just have to score a bunch of points and eliminate Derrick Henry because he's a huge X factor, especially when it comes down to second half, because it did show against us in Baltimore because we had Derrick Henry contained for the first 3 quarters. The fourth quarter came, you really started seeing the toll of Derrick Henry. Then he started popping 6-yard runs, 7-yard runs, 8 yards, and he starts popping for first downs, and then then he killed us with the overtime run, and that's gonna play a huge factor. But in the Packers' favor is that they really do well in the first half for some reason. They do very well. That's really their biggest chance. But if they let Derrick Henry linger in this game, it is not going to be a good outcome for the Packers. But I just don't see the Packers losing this game, honestly, to the Titans. If they do, I'd be completely shocked, but not too much. But I mean, I do agree with Osezi that this is the Packers' NFC to win. If they lose it, then I don't know what to tell you. They have the 1 seed right now. Everyone has to come to a cold Lambeau where the Packers are like, this is nothing. And they don't have to see nobody most likely. So I don't see the Packers losing this. If they do, I'll be shocked. I'll have the Packers winning 31-27. I think Steven Gostkowski misses a game-winning field goal. 31-28. Next. Pittsburgh. You guys need to win this game. I need this. I'm going to just say this. My birthday is in a few days, and this would be a great Christmas present. A great Christmas present, Christmas Eve. This would be a great Christmas present. Pittsburgh, surprisingly, after that loss, right now, they're actually favored right now. I may be wrong about this because I just checked like 10 minutes ago. They're favored right now. 2.5. Over under is 44.5. JP.
Only time I'm rooting for you guys, Mr. Ellis, just win this game. Just win this game for the Ravens. That's all we're asking for you guys. You guys can lose to the Browns. You guys can do whatever the hell you guys want after that. Just win this game this weekend. And if we win out, even if we beat the Giants and you guys beat the Colts and we win, we make the playoffs, and I get to see my boy Lamar Jackson in the postseason. You guys just have to win. You guys are favored by 2. I think this comes down to a field goal, last drive. Yes, Big Ben is not Big Ben, but you will see Big Ben on the last drive carry his team down the field with Chase Claypool. You guys need to involve him more. Like that one drive that you guys threw the screen, he went boom, and that same drive he got like 3, 4 passes. After that, I don't know where he went. Him and Deontay Johnson and James Washington was just sitting on the bench. I don't know. I don't know why, but again, that's you guys. You guys better fix that up this week. Involve Claypool. He's such a fantastic player. Like people can say Big Ben makes receivers look good. That is like right, but I feel like Claypool is actually a great receiver and he can be great on any team. And his catch radius is insane. Like he is insane. If you involve him in this offense, guys, you guys will succeed because he's a big player. He can jump up and get the ball. He can do whatever you guys want. Whatever you guys want him to do. Involve him, you guys will win this game. Last drive, Chris Boswell will kick the field goal. 28-24. 27-24. Pittsburgh wins this. And the Ravens will go to the playoffs. I hope. I hope.
A man of faith.
Yeah. Yeah, to be honest, I want to see Baltimore in the playoffs just because I want to see what Lamar can do in the playoffs because that guy is just he's unbelievable. I love Lamar. Y'all know I hate the Ravens. I'm a Patriots fan, but Lamar's my guy. He's been my guy ever since Louisville. But going to this game, it's just it's a weird game because battle of 2 old guys, right? Big Ben versus Phillip Rivers. But this Steelers offense, something's going wrong, very wrong. You can start with the run game. They haven't had a run game since Le'Veon Bell, and it shows this year. They haven't been good in the run game. Their pass is just like what Mr. Ellis said at the beginning of the show. Their O line can protect, and then Big Ben gets happy feet and throws it. He throws it away. He throws it incomplete. And Colts defense, man, it's great. It's really great, solid. It's one of the best defenses in the league. I have Indianapolis here. I don't see anything special with Pittsburgh right now, and it's depressing because they went 11-0, and now they've lost 3 straight. They can lose 4 straight here. But just let Phillip Rivers beat you because those running backs that they have, Jonathan Taylor, Naheem Hines, those running backs are great. They can catch the ball, they can run the ball. I don't know. I don't know. If Pittsburgh wins, then I can see Pittsburgh winning, but I'm gonna say Indianapolis wins here. I'm gonna say 24-14.
That's an interesting pick, Faison, but going back to Steelers last night, I feel like they treated it as a get right game, much like the Ravens did in the beginning of the season when we were still working on our passing offense. And I feel like the Bengals kind of got ahead of them and they couldn't really catch up. You can see by the intensity of the players that like it wasn't really there. Like that's not a Tomlin team. You've seen the Tomlin teams of the past. Like I remember earlier in the season when they said he's gonna play 11 straight, he was like, "We do not care," and then they went on that tier. I don't know where that intensity went, but I have them bouncing back. Tomlin's particularly good after a loss, and I think that's gonna play a big part. I feel like he's gonna get Juju right because he's distracted right now. You can tell. Juju's a fantastic guy, but he needs to get his head in the game. One positive from the last night though was I would say the run game. It was better than it had been in the last few weeks. Benny Snell was averaging almost 5 yards a carry, and they still had those guys. They had Sam Hubbard, Mike Daniels, Carl Lawson, Josh Bynes. The Bengals had all those guys, and they still did okay. So I hope they can build on that. I have the Steelers winning this one, 24-17.
Yeah, that's interesting. It could go either way, this one. I mean, I agree with Osezi. I thought last night was a get-well game for the Steelers. I was texting Mr. Ellis and Mr. Shifkins and saying, this is a great game for you guys to get yourselves back together, get the offense together again. And I ate those words, man. I wasn't talking trash either. I meant that. I like to see good football. I like to see the best teams in the playoffs, and I agree with what Faison said. Like, I want the Ravens to make the playoffs, as painful as that can be for me, because I want to see Lamar. I want to see him in the playoffs. I want to see the best players playing, So in this one, in terms of best, like the Steelers are not playing their best, and I don't think that the Colts are the team that is going to get them well. I had the Colts taking this one 23-17. I will say that right now these two are lined up to play each other, the way the playoffs, if they started right now. And I would say whoever wins this one is in trouble if they do have a rematch, because I think that the team that loses will have an advantage. I think that we'll learn from it, especially if it's the Steelers. But as much as I feel like the Steelers, need this one, I think the Colts need it a little bit more. And I like what Faison said about those running backs. I think you do want to let Phillip Rivers beat you. And, you got Grandpa Ben and Grandpa Rivers coming out after, Christmas dinner saying, let me show you boys how it's done. That's how they want to swing it out there. But I think it's going to be running game for the Colts that need to win it. And I think Rivers, he makes some key throws and they'll win it.
Yeah, and I think this will be a bounce back game for the Steelers. I everybody was shocked about Snipe, but you could see the problems from the Bills game. These receivers are, I don't even have words to explain it. Juju, there's so much potential in that man. You saw what he did his rookie year. You saw how well he's performing, and then you see the whole AB situation and how he handled it pretty well. But and AB attacks him saying you can't be the number one receiver, and time goes on and he's looking like he cannot be a number one receiver for a team. And the Steelers, it's just a complete downfall each week. But I don't like the Colts. I think this will be a game where they're able to bounce back. The Colts are not as deadly as people actually think. They have weaknesses on offense and defense, and I think Phillip Rivers would actually have multiple turnovers, at least 2 picks this game. This game I could see going to the Steelers 31-28. Pretty good matchup for this. I think it'll be a really good bounce back game for the Steelers, and they'll be able to win this and do JP a favor, even though you never know when we never know. They might not make it anyways.
Happy early birthday to Emmanuel. And, boy, JP, I hope that y'all bring that gift and vice versa. But it's not happening, guys. Here's what I think is going to happen. I think that by quarter number 2, we're going to have 2 different quarterbacks than started the game. I think Steelers are going to knock out Rivers early. I think they're trying to get a kill shot in. They're looking to say, okay, we need to make a statement right now. We're going to take Rivers out of this game. I think they're going to come at him. I think they're going to knock him out. And I think we're going to come out with some early momentum, go out with like an 8-0 lead. Like we're going to go down, we're going to score, and then get a 2-pointer. Go up 8-zip to start the game, knock out Rivers. Then disaster strikes. Because at that point, the Colts will adjust to Ben's play calling and how he tips every play at the line, which every player has been seeing for 4 weeks now. And then Ben's going to get hurt, or he's going to, gracefully exit about 2 minutes left in the first half. I think it'd be Mason Rudolph versus Jacoby Brissett in this game by the second half. And I expect that Jacoby Brissett will do what Ryan Finley did last night times 10, because let's be real, guys, this is not the same defense that played the Ravens and the Titans in back-to-back weeks and stepped up when needed. This is not the same defense that annihilated the Bengals by 30 points 4.5 weeks ago. This is a defense without Bud Dupree, without Bush, without Spillane, with Joe Hayden on one leg. The front line is just gas beyond belief because our offense can't possess the football because we can't run the ball. And you saw it in the second half last night. I mean, are you telling me that we wouldn't have caught Ryan Finley on a QB draw had the defense been in any sense of decent shape in that game and hadn't been on the field for 42 minutes? Look, guys, this is a disaster. And again, I see that this might be Ben Roethlisberger's last game of his career. And that's what I'm going to call here, that this is going to be Ben's final game in the NFL. We lose 30-11. Colts 30, Pittsburgh 11. Participation trophy only for the playoffs, Mason Rudolph. I'd rather have Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer at quarterback.
Big Ben did announce that he's ready for the 2021 season. He announced that, I think, yesterday or something like that. So you never know, Mr. Ellis.
He can announce all he wants, but the eye test is pretty obvious at this point.
Yeah.
I have
Wow.
to say that is quite a story to be told. 8-0. I mean, I was on the edge of my seat waiting to find out what was going to happen next there, Mr. Ellis. You really painted quite a picture there. I mean, that's some vivid imagery. Strong work, man. I definitely have an image of what's going to happen. So 11 points for a Steeler team with all that talent.
Wow, that's a heck of a story. I mean, that would be extreme props if you get that right. I mean, I'm gonna repeat what I said earlier. Birthday's in a few days. I need a big gift from the Steelers. I don't root for the Steelers much, but I need this from them. And there has to be a game where Tom has to address all of this. It first has to start with Juju and all this TikTok dancing because Von Bell did not take that lightly and he smoked Juju. He made him fun. That has to be addressed. It's almost as if Tomlin's almost lost control of this team. I don't think he has, but it looks like it because it's almost like Juju is doing this for himself. Like I know it's Juju's character to dance on, but to be doing what he's doing to a point, it's getting carried away. It's getting carried away. The man has more TikTok videos than he's had receiving yards in one game, the most. He has 96 TikTok videos. His most receiving yards since AB left is 93. That's that's really bad. That's really bad. He has to stop this now. If he dances next week, Indianapolis is winning because they're gonna come after him. But I think this is the week Tomlin gets this team straight because the Colts last week, I don't know how they just found a way to get out against the Texans. The Texans found a way to blow it twice against the Colts. First one, Watson fumbles. Second one, Kuti fumbles in the end zone. Game over. I don't know how. All at the 1 yard line twice. I think the Steelers get this game to get right, and they stop the Browns from winning the North. I don't think I could live with 2020 ending with the Browns winning the division. That's like a bow onto 2020. Like, how do you describe 2020? Jets pick up their first win, and then the Browns win the North. I don't know how but I'm picking the Steelers to win very close, 27-26. Chris Boswell comes out and kicks a game-winning field goal. Please, please, please.
I like your story better, Emmanuel.
I hope that comes true. That would be a Christmas miracle. But on to the next. We got the New York Giants at the Baltimore Ravens. Ravens are favored by 10.5-point edge over under 45.5. JP.
We back. That's all I gotta say. We back. We're back to blowing trash teams out, as you guys saw last year. People can say we can only blow out trash teams, but that's what you're supposed to do when you play a trash team, right? You don't blow out good teams, you blow out trash teams. And Giants are a trash team. They can say, yes, they beat the Seahawks, but again, as we've been saying every week, Russell Wilson has to be the superhero every week. Lamar Jackson does not. We beat the Jaguars with no cornerbacks. We beat the Jaguars with no linebackers. We played good defense against them. Yes, they had a lot of receptions on us because, again, we're playing with backup corners. But I see Marcus Peters practicing this week. I see him coming back. I don't know about Jimmy Smith. His status is up in the air, but we're going to blow them out. I'm not even worried about this Giants team. People are like, oh my gosh, the Giants are this, Giants are that. Man, all we got to do is just run. Greg Roman, stick with the run game. J.K. Dobbins, again, I told everybody he's the best running back out of that draft class. People said Clyde was the best running back. Dobbins was gonna go number one. He was gonna go first round. He went. I was so out first. I was like, why did we pick a running back second round? Because we have Lamar. He runs the ball great. We have Gus. We have Ingram. We have Justice Hill. But now I see why. You see how explosive that kid is. As soon as he breaks off the line, it's like he's getting 5 yards. He's not getting less than 5. Like, that's what you need out of a running back, and I see him having a great game. I saw a stat line, like, he had a touchdown in, like, every game for, like, I think it's been, like, 5 straight games, 6 straight games. I see us blowing them out. We put 40 on the Jags. We might as well put 35 on the Giants. 35-7 or 35-14. Let's just say 35-14. Baltimore wins this. Easy dub. Let's go Steelers, though. Let's go Steelers. That's all I need this week. I'm not even about to say let's go Ravens because we won this game. We just need the Steelers to win. And best believe, let's go Steelers. Here we go.
Um, I'm a Baltimore. Yes, I said I was gonna pick the Giants, but yeah, I was joking about. I was gonna. There's no way Baltimore is not gonna win this game. I mean, they have all the motivation. They're not gonna let their playoff chances slip by losing to Colt McCoy. Nah, it's not. That's not happening right now. That's not gonna happen. We had to watch the Browns Giants Sunday night for some reason. We had to see the Giants put up 3 points. Their offense is not special at all, and Ravens defense is going to let them punish. It's not going to be close. 31-3.
Um, I'm just remembering a few years ago when Baltimore went into, Cincinnati came to Baltimore and ended our dreams. And just looking at how the team changed from then, Lamar has really just changed like the whole atmosphere of the Ravens. I remember we used to be a defensive team with no offense. Flacco, he would check down the ball after a few seconds, but now it's like every play is dynamic. It's like Lamar just changed everything. He started off the season rough, but he's really just been amazing. And I'm just happy to have him. This Giants team has a good defense, but let's be real. They're still a long way from being good. I have the Ravens winning this one. Of course, we need help from the Steelers to get into the playoffs, but I think we'll get that too. Much like Faison said, 31-3.
Well, I'm gonna let the real Ravens fans, talk about this one and enjoy this one. I definitely agree with what everybody said. The Giants have no chance in this one. I mean, no Daniel Jones, and you got to love Colt McCoy. He's good backup to have around. He's good at holding the clipboard coming into, keep the game managed for a little while. But he's not dynamic, and Lamar's dynamic, and the Ravens' offense is rounding into form. And I got to tell you, over on the defensive side for Baltimore, for the last 4 years, you've had my former UMass teammate Joe Cullen running the defensive line, and I know that he's going to have those guys coming hard because the Ravens need their defense to step up. That offense is going to be there. They are coming into form, but that defense has got to pick it up, and I think this is the week that they're going to pick it up and then continue that through into the playoffs because I think the Ravens are going to get there. I don't know how they're going to do it, whether Emmanuel's going to get his birthday wish, his Christmas miracle from the Steelers, but I can't imagine the playoffs without the Ravens in it, and I think they're going to get a way to get there. I don't know what combination it's going to take, but I think they'll be there. Definitely 38-13 Ravens in this one.
Yeah, there's no chance the Giants win this, but one thing Ravens fans got to do is just stop hyping up every single Ravens player that does a little bit better than their expectation. They did it with Hollywood, who didn't even perform that amazing last year. Now they're doing it with JK. They need to calm down. Any Ravens player, even Des Bryant, before he even played a snap, was getting hyped up as if he was 2014 Des. You have to
Hey, that's just what we do, man. We give them support.
and
It
then
don't
it just
matter. When I
falls
like y'all
down.
Packers fans, they can fall down and I'll still give them support. That's who I am.
No, it's not support. It's unnecessary, false. You
That's
can
just who I
hype
am.
yourself up if you feel better, but in the end, you'll just be let down every year in the end of playoffs. The Giants are going to win this. I mean, Giants are going to lose this game. This game might not even be one possession for more than a minute. The Baltimore has to win this game. If they don't win this game, I don't want to hear nothing from no Ravens fan for the rest of the year, maybe for next year. I don't care what happens next year, you win the Super Bowl. You can wish that the Colts win this, Colts lose against the Steelers, but this is a must win, not only must win, must blow out. And I got the Ravens winning this game 35-13 for Baltimore.
Yeah, this is going to be ugly. I mean, I think 38-10 Ravens win. But as a college football fan, as a person that watches a lot of Big Ten football, I mean, I thought Dobbins was the best running back in Big Ten in the last 4 or 5 years. And when he went to Baltimore, I was like, oh boy. You guys didn't really use him right for most of the year, but now I think you figured it out. He's the guy. He's the bell cow. He's the key. Got news for you guys. Ravens are not only making the playoffs, they're going to the Super Bowl, as I predicted from the beginning of the year. I said they're going to be 11-5. I said there's going to be a little lull down there in the middle, but eventually they'll bounce through and they'll get in as a 5 or 6 and run the table. And I still think that's going to happen some way, somehow. So I got Baltimore 38-10 here.
Mr. Ellis, you're making me so happy, but we have to make the playoffs first.
This is the prediction I made in the first week of the season. I'm sticking to it. I haven't been right week to week, but long term, I'm confident.
And I made the same prediction. Baltimore could go 11-5, but I look at this AFC like there's a possibility an 11-5 or 10-16 could be left out of the playoffs. Like that's actually amazing, and it proves my point to Essay that the AFC is definitely better than the NFC. Literally, our AFC could go to your division and be your 7th seed. So let's get that out the
I
way.
think that's
That's not true.
unquestioned. I think
No,
that's
I
unquestioned.
disagree
There's two
completely.
good
That's
teams in the NFC. Two good
no,
teams.
the AFC has you have the Browns that above you guys.
The Browns could beat half your NFC.
Respectable teams in the AFC are the Chiefs
No.
and
Your
the
Browns
Bills.
could, no.
The Steelers, who were undefeated for more than half the
Okay,
season.
no. Okay.
One of
You
the
want to
biggest
do that?
frauds
Fine.
in the whole
You want to do
NFL.
that?
Do not
Fine.
compare the AFC to the NFC.
Bucks are overrated. You don't know what they have. The Rams just proved it. The Rams are so on and off. The Seahawks, you don't even know what you're gonna get because of Russell Wilson.
You can apply the same thing to the Dolphins, same thing to the Raiders, same thing to the Colts.
Colts have been pretty consistent.
You're acting as if those teams are better than the teams you listed.
Guys. Colts been
They aren't
consistent. Dolphins been consistent. The only team I could give you that they're on and off. Titans, I'll give you. Steelers are on and off, and that's really about it.
The Raiders, the Colts, the Dolphins are not better than the Bucks, Seahawks.
The Colts could definitely go in.
Rams had one bad game against the Jets, but weren't you like last week saying they were one of the best teams?
Yeah, and what did I say after that? Depends on which golf you get. If you get the golf that you got last week, they're not winning. But if you get the golf against the Rams, then they're a Super Bowl team.
Are the Rams better than the Raiders? Yes. The Rams are better than the Colts. Yeah, the Rams are better. Yes.
Depends which golf you get.
Would the Colts lose to the Jets at home? Absolutely not.
Every team has lost to another team that has beaten another team.
Yeah, but that one was really bad. They lost to they gave the Jets their first win. That's really bad.
It was a bad week.
The Steelers have a little leeway because the Bengals did beat the Texans. They did blow out the Titans. So there's a little there. But they lost to the Jets, who weren't even trying to win. They were trying to.
The NFC is not comparable to the AFC. You guys.
Okay, we'll see. You'll see an AFC champion.
Yeah, one good team, elite team.
It's true. Really, only the Chiefs, the Packers, and the Saints are the only teams that I would even rely on. I mean, I know the Ravens are coming up, but the Chiefs, the Pack, and the Saints are the only three teams that I can believe in right now.
I think
there are two in the NFL.
I can't believe in the Saints. Drew Brees chokes in the playoffs, and he's going to Lambeau.
And you trust Josh Allen more? You trust who?
I trust Josh Allen in cold weather. He plays in Buffalo.
You trust Big Ben right now, who's about to get subbed out.
I don't. Drew Brees is 8-8 in the playoffs for a reason.
Okay, but compared to the AFC, who in the AFC has better even?
You're sleeping on the AFC.
You're
really sleeping on that. I didn't say Carr.
Josh Allen.
I mean, you're right though. If the Saints have to play on the road, they're done. But if they somehow manage to host the NFC title game, if they somehow manage to do that, that's the only shot they got. But you're right; they can't leave the dome. Nothing. Breeze can't play outside the dome.
Yeah, but I'm gonna say my pick for the Ravens Giants game real quick. I'm gonna say 14-35 because they get back Jason Garrett because Freddie Kitchens as their coordinator was not good. I think they'll do better since Jason Garrett comes back from COVID. I think. But this is a must win for Baltimore. If they lose this, then I don't know what to say. And but I have to go to another wish game. I hope for my birthday gift. Please, Raiders, please go in and raid the Dolphins of a playoff spot. Please. Anyway, Miami has a 3-point edge over on this 48, JP, and we gotta be quick with this because
it's gonna have to be a flash.
Wait, say it again. Just
Miami's favored by 3 over on this 48.
Raiders. I feel like they can win this game. It's in Las Vegas, even though home field doesn't matter. I feel like John Gruden will coach this team to a must-win, just to spoil the Dolphins' playoff hopes. I feel like John Gruden is that kind of coach to do that, and I believe the Raiders actually have the team to do that. Darren Waller and Marcus Mariota. You can see that connection from last week. They've been balling out. They were close to beat the Chargers against the Chargers defense. We all understand that, but they have a high possibility of beating the Dolphins. I got the Raiders winning this game 21-14. Raiders will win by a touchdown.
The Raiders defense is horrible. It's garbage, and if the Dolphins last week, I mean, they played against the Patriots, so it was kind of a bye week for them, but they didn't have Devontae Parker, they didn't have Mike Gesicki, they didn't have a lot of players, and they're going to march into Las Vegas. Brian Flores is going to outcoach John Gruden. I've been a Brian Flores fan ever since he was in New England. And what this guy has done in Miami is just unbelievable. 28 to 13. I'm gonna say Miami. They're really good.
This is a hard game to go with. The Patriots, they have the worst receiving core in the league with the Ravens, just like us, and they still drove it on the field against Miami. It's just they took a field goal every time. I think the Raiders are gonna drive down the field, and instead of getting the field goal, they have Darren Waller, they have Josh Jacobs. I think they're gonna punch it in. I think if Derek Carr is playing, they're gonna win, and I think he will play 28-24 Raiders.
You know, I'm not feeling John Gruden 2.0 with what's going on in Vegas. I mean, the guy wore the Oakland hat and then had to switch to the Vegas hat at halftime, if you saw that. And I just don't believe in it the second time around as much as, you know, I got some Raider fans in my world, but I see the Dolphins 24-20 in this. I like what Brian Flores is bringing there. I think he's creating a good culture, and I think this would be a huge win for them on the road. The Dolphins are 4-2 on the road this year, and I know it's different now because of the stadiums they're playing in, but the Raiders are only 2-3 at home. So I like the Dolphins 24-20. Sorry, Ravens fans.
It's all good.
Yeah, the Raiders are going to lose this game. I like Tua a lot. I think Tua can have a good game here, like Herbert had last game. He's not as good of a quarterback. He's had some shaky games, like he won against the Patriots last week. But I think he will come into Las Vegas and beat the Raiders 28-21. Dolphins.
I think Flores is building great offensive and defensive line. That's how you win the NFL, and I think that's where they've made their progress. They'll come out and win this game. I think what's going to happen to get the Ravens in, though, actually, just to theorize here, is that I think Tennessee's going to lose out. I think that's going to put the Ravens in. And that's my prediction. And they'll lose to the Pack, and then they'll lose next week and be out. I think Miami gets in too, and Miami gets the win here. I'm going to say 25-17.
But the Titans have a tiebreaker over us, Mr. Ellis.
Not if they lose two.
Oh, yeah. That's true.
This is a really hard game, but, you know, my head is telling me Brian Flores is going to win this game, but something tells me, because John Gruden has a good history against young coaches, and he finds a way to outcoach. Like, he outcoached Stefanski, it looks like a genius. So, you know, I feel like this game is really going to come down to maybe a final possession. I think Mariota is going to strike for revenge. So, I really want to pick Oakland. I mean Las Vegas. You know what? I'm gonna take a risk. I'm gonna pick the Raiders to win by a little. I'm gonna say 23-20, and they avenge that Chargers loss. I'm not confident with that pick.
How could you be?
Yeah.
Just Raiders, please. That's all I want for my birthday gift. That's all I want. Either that or the Steelers. One of those two. That's all that matters to me.
If the Raiders win Saturday night, I don't care what happens on Sunday. Steelers, you may lose or win. I do not care.
Yep.
We'll find out, guys. That's the fun part. It makes this fun, you know.
Hey guys, I know that's our last pick, Emmanuel, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we close now.
I just got to mention, you guys, you know, a buddy of mine, Mooch, who big Patriot fans from back in the day, used to climb the fences with me. I told him I was coming back on the show today, and he's a big fan. He really respects what you guys offer. He listens to it, and he's watched it. So I told him we might pick the Pats-Bills game. So I asked him for his pick, and I just wanted to share with you guys, if you don't mind. So we didn't get to that game, but his thought was, he said, I'm here to tell you the Pats are never going to let the Bills close out the season by beating them at Gillette after already taking the AFC East. Our defense is going to come down hard. They're going to get at least one pick six, and Gunnar Olszewski's going to have a big day. So, you know, there's your hopeful pick from a man.
Wholeheartedly, I disagree. Wholeheartedly, I disagree.
Now that happened.
Wholeheartedly, I disagree.
Week 17
That is
against the Bills and Dolphins could come down to a possible division. That could possibly,
yeah. And I'm in agreement. I think New England wins this week too. I'm taking New England as well this week. I'm taking them 24-17.
Faison, that's somebody like me who's putting his whole heart into it. You know what I'm saying? He's he's going with the home team, and it's hard to pick against the home team, as you know.
I'm parking my car in the Gillette yard this week too.
Don't get me started.
Well, today's been a great week. I can't wait to see you guys next week, and let's hope these outcomes happen. And this has been a great way to cap off 2020 for me. I enjoy doing this show with you guys every week, and it's just a blessing that we're all here to do it, and just talk football straight with each other, and it's a way to get off your mind about what's happening during this world. And I hope everybody at home, whoever's watching, all of our teachers at Paint Branch, and everybody to have a safe 2020. Let's end this year off right. And when that ball drops, we're all yelling Jumanji for this weird game of 2020 to be over. But I wish all you guys a great Merry Christmas and a great Happy New Year's. And let's start 2021 off right. Seniors,
Same,
we
guys.
out.
Thanks so much.
Thanks for having me on again, guys. I appreciate it. You guys do great work.
Good fun,
Thank you,
guys.
Mr. Woodward.
See you
Blessings
guys.
to everybody. Blessings to everybody and families.
Happy birthday, Emmanuel.
Thank you.
Indeed. Hope you get your gift.
Happy birthday.